Hello WordPress nerds. So in this playlist we are going to start learning block editing. So we will be able to create our own block for the WordPress site editor. But before jumping into the creation of block, let's understand what is block editor. So basically block editor is known as Gutenberg in the WordPress, and it is kind of a set of different elements. So before understanding block, let's understand the old WordPress editor. So I'm gonna add, this is a new custom post type I created. So if I add this post type, I see this editor. This is called Y-swing editor. What you see, what you get editor. So here we have to add anything we want, and like it's an editor, you have to add anything you want to have and can format the way you want, make it center align and etc, make it link everything like this. So this was the old method to use editor, but now in the WordPress they call it Gutenberg or site editor, and by default now it is coming into the post. So if you add a new post, it will load a whole site editor. So let's wait for the site editor and then I will show you. Okay, before that, this is not looking good, so let me get rid of my custom plugin so I can show you the clear picture. So I will go to plugins. Sorry about this guys. So I'll go to active plugins. I will remove unnecessary plugins at the moment. So let's deactivate everything. We don't need anything. Before jumping into the code, if you are new to Gutenberg development, then I would suggest to watch or review this website called bwp-search.com. This has very good tips and tricks regarding Gutenberg development and Gutenberg editor. So please go and check out this site. Thank you. Okay, now let's try to add a new post. And here you can see this is called a Gutenberg editor, which is way different than the previous editor I showed you. So what is block? So let's add title, Mahabharata. Okay, now in this we can write as well whatever you want, but instead of doing this, click on this plus icon. It says add block, or you can click the add icon over here as well. Here also it shows the available blocks over here, and here you have to search the block. So instead of writing directly, they have created different blocks. For example, if you want to write paragraph, just use the paragraph block. This is P block. Instead, if you want to add image, there is image block as well, so use that block and upload the image you want. So image. So these are some example of blocks. So it is an element, you can say, and each block has their own purpose. So this way you can make your site editing easier. However, I don't find this easier, but yeah, nowadays people are making block theme, so creating block is a popular stuff nowadays for the WordPress. So that is why we are learning how to create block. So we will be also creating our own block where we can add, we will be able to search our own block here, and we will be adding the block, our own block. So I hope you understand what is block. It is nothing but the different element for different purpose. So instead of writing and adding stuff by your hand, they have created dedicated blocks for that, so that it is easier for you to use blocks. So that's the blog, and if you want to know more, then you can read, but yeah, I'm not gonna explain each and everything. So that's the blog in a simple language. Now let's start creating a blog. So in this video we will just create a sample blog. We are not going to create any specific blog. We will just follow the WordPress default tutorial for this. So how to create blocks? So for that you will need Node.js, npx or nvm. I'm not sure if any other stuff you will need, but this stuff you definitely will need to create blocks. I have already installed this stuff, so let me, sorry. So I'm gonna open my, this is my local WordPress repo, so I'm gonna open the terminal. So just make sure you have Node version. So make sure you have latest Node. So everything should be latest, so that you don't get any unexpected error. Okay, that's it. And now before jumping into the code, I'm gonna open WordPress block editor. So I'm gonna open WordPress block editor documentation, not this one. Yeah, this one, handbook. So in this getting started, yeah, you can read this for understanding the actual block, but yeah, I already explained that. So just go and click on create block tutorial. So we can create a sample block by running this simple command. So I'm gonna copy this command, and I will explain what this command does. I will copy this command, and I will go to WP content plugins folder, and in the plugin folder I will paste the command. And before entering the command, I will change this name. So this name is going to be our plugins name, so I'm gonna call it bwp-search. So my plan is to create a search block, but yeah, for this we will just creating a sample block. So once I do this, I'll hit enter. It will take couple of minutes. So if I open the plugins folder and it will start creating some files. So let's wait for this. So yeah, it has started adding files, and as you can see, this folder is created now, bwp-search. It will take couple of minutes, so let's wait for it. So meanwhile, I'll tell you, so we need Node.js version 14 or more. Other than that, if I go to getting started, you will see what you need for this, which I already said that you will need Node.js and all. You can read by your own if you want. So yeah, one is code editor, obviously, that we are using in the WordPress. Another one is Node.js development tools, and obviously local WordPress site. So if the code editor, obviously I'm using this VS Code, then Node.js. You can use this install Node.js for Mac and Linux or Windows. So you can follow this tutorial for installing Node.js, and that's it. I'm skipping this part, WP env and WP now, because we don't need this. It's kind of using the Docker and all, so I don't use Docker. I directly use site on my MEMP. So we don't need this environmental stuff and all. If you want to do that, do that, but I'm not going to use that, so I'll just skip to create block tutorial, and let's see if our block is created or not. It's still creating, so sorry. So let me explain what this command does. So it will run this npx command and create a plugin using this slug. So in our case, the plugin is this bwp-search, and if I can show you that it has already started generating file over here, bwp-search and all, and it will install all the necessary files to create block. So it is taking, so initially it will take time, and then so this plugin does that part only. It will generate a plugin and create a sample block, and that's it.
A few moments later.
So now plugin is created, and here is the list of command we are going to use during our block generation, but at the moment we are not going to do anything. Let's see what happens once we do this. So if I go to plugins section, our plugin should start appearing in the plugin section. So I will go to plugins, and it should be kind of bwp-search. So if I go to here, so here we have this plugin called bwp-search. Let's go ahead and activate. So now a plugin is activate. If I now try to add a new post in a Gutenberg editor, and if I try to search BWP, so our block is started appearing in the block list. So if I add this, currently it's a sample text block. So if I add Ramayana, creating block, and publish. So currently it is just adding the text and saving it with different styling. We will try to understand in the later video. This video is all about how to create custom block for WordPress. So whatever we write over here, it is displaying in the front. Now let's examine the folder bwp-search. I'll get rid of this. So if we open this bwp-search, and in the main file, this function is used to register a block type, and it is calling the build folder. So if we go inside the build folder, block.json file is there. So this file is the heart of your block. All the details are there in this file. For example, title, name, version, category, description, attributes. We will learn about attributes in a later video. It supports HTML false, text domain. This is the main stuff over here, editor script and editor style. So what this indicate? So for editor script, consider this script for execution of the block, our block in the editor, and this is the style. So apply whatever we write in this file to editor, and this is style index.css, which applies to the front side of the editor output. So if we go, so this is the build, but actually development will be done in the src folder. So if you can see that build and src have the same files, index.js, block.json. So actually we don't need to open the build folder at the moment. We just need to understand that block type are, so all the block types created from the build folder, and build folder is created from the src folder. So in the src, same block.json will be available. You will know how it works if we edit src folder file and it goes to build. So we will learn about that in the later video. So if we open the index.js, which is the entry point of your block editor, so you will see the two folders or functions, you can say, edit and save. This is all created from the WordPress side. We don't need to worry about how the save works or edit works. We just need to use these functions for editor. So this is the main functions, edit and save. So whatever you want to do for edit, write down in the edit section, and whatever you want to do for the save, write down in the save function. So if you can see over here, we have the edit.js file over here and save.js file as well. So, and here it's the same. Yeah, you need to have a basic knowledge of React for this, but even if you don't understand, you don't need to worry about that. You can just follow this step. Even I don't know the React fully, but still I can manage to create blocks by following the tutorial. So WordPress made it so easy so that you don't need to have the full knowledge of the React, and even if you have a zero knowledge, you will be able to understand the React by developing the blocks. So it's nothing to worry about if you don't know the React yet, but it's good to have at least basic knowledge of the React. So register block type, and it is getting the block name from metadata. And what is the metadata? As I showed you, it's block.json. So whatever we have in the block.json, it creates the object called metadata, and first argument for register block type is metadata.name. So if we go inside here, we will see the name attribute in this file. So this block name will be this create block bwp-search. Example, we don't need to worry about this. This is the edit part. So if I open the edit.js, currently we don't need to worry about this, what this does. Simply whatever we write over here, it displays over here in the editor. So here we have used text control, which accepts the text input. So there are many other controls, text area controls, image control, etc. So whatever we add here in the edit function will display over here, and whatever we write in the save function, it will store this into the database. So if we open the database, it will store this kind of similar structure in the database, and that will display in the front. So I'm gonna open the database. So hold on. And our post ID is this. So as you can see, just let me copy paste that. So yeah, here is the div, which is this class is coming from this block props. We will again understand how this block props works in a later video. You just need to focus on how the save function works. So Ramayana, whatever we wrote inside the editor is there, and then closing div. So whatever we write over here will store inside the database. So simple editor is nothing but the index.js. In the index.js we register block, two functions, edit and save, edit.js file, whatever we want to display in the editor, write down in the edit function, and whatever we want to save in the database or display in the front, write down in the save.js, and that's it. This is the block. Now we will, in the later video, we will learn further how this function works. This video is a bit longer, but you need to understand how the block works from the basic, so that you will understand fully in the later videos. So I hope you understand what block editor is and what the blocks are. If you have any doubt, question, please write down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching the video, guys.